August 30, 1986. A happy ending and a new beginning for Sugar and Leslie. The fulfillment of a promise made when they were in the water minutes after the Pride had gone down. Just a few days before Sugar and Leslie began life on this ship, the Californian. Sugar is the captain of the Californian. Leslie is the educational officer in charge of the sail training students the ship carries. The first mate, Joe McGaiety, who was with Sugar and Leslie on Pride's last voyage. Sugar and Leslie met on Pride. He was the bosun, she was a deckhand, and it didn't take long for the horns and whistles to go off.
I'll take a couple of days.
Yeah. By the time I got on the boat, they were already like, oh, well, just a matter of time, right?
They sailed together on Pride and other boats, living and working in a very small space.
We get along well together, and
we do a common thing. If you're sailing for a living and you try to have a relationship on land, it becomes very tough because it gets very long distance. But if you find two people that have the same thing in common, be it the love of sailing, you can manage to be able to stay together and keep doing it.
But when Pride went down and Sugar and Leslie were in the water,
we had hooked our safety harnesses together, and I told Sugar that he had to marry me if we lived through this. And his response we sort of made up because we really didn't remember what it was. I mean, it was positive.
Or whether or not it was what the heck or whatever.
I think it was basically, sure, whatever keeps you happy and keeps swimming.
Kick, dear, kick.
The wind conditions, it is more wind than I've probably ever seen.
We all remember the news conference when they got back to Baltimore. After all that?
We went to my parents' house in Niantic, Connecticut, and took a breather. I just took it easy for a while, sailed my father's little boat around. We ended up buying a car and going back up and visiting friends in Maine, and going back down to Baltimore and visiting a lot of the people you would have like to visit in better circumstances the first time.
And in August, they were married.
I had a white dress that my mother had gotten for me. We sort of did everything long distance. We called up and said, Mama, we're going to get married. And, she said, at least give me 2 months' notice. And she basically arranged it all and got the dress. And it was ballet length, and I had flowers in my hair, and...
Oh, she was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the whole crew came out for the wedding, and the McNissys got in touch with some of their neighbors that had big trailer homes, mobile homes, and we parked 3 of them in the background. We pitched a tent, and we had a microbus van back there. And they're made for 6 people, probably 8 people in each one of them, and that's kind of where all the wanderers kind of came and stayed. So we'd have the formal parties up at the house, and then you'd have the late evening parties down in the corral.
There was a picture taken of the survivors of the last crew of Pride, and when we visited Sugar, Leslie, and Joe aboard the Californian, Leslie gave us copies of the pictures to deliver to the crew members we would be seeing on the East Coast. And like good mailmen, we delivered them to James Chesney.
That's beautiful.
To Susie Huseman.
That's great. Wow.
And to Scott Jeffrey.
This is the before picture. I'm glad she didn't show you the after.
I think it had my mother scared a bit. But we put a bunch of motorhomes down at the bottom of the ring, and party at the house would go till 10 or 11, and my parents could then retire, and everyone would go down and party until 3 in the morning, and then the chickens and the geese would wake them up at 6. They'd go lay on the beach for the morning or the afternoon, and they'd go sailing, and then come back and start again. But it was a really nice time for us all to get back together again.
Yeah. It was nice. It was nice. Ches didn't wear any shoes. You can see that I didn't wear any socks. That was a before picture, I think. The after picture, I think I'm in the flowers. Yay! This is my wedding present to them. The Southwesters, the hats.
Tell me it was quite a party.
It was quite a party. It was quite a wedding.
During the ceremony, Leslie's brother sang them a song, which sums it all up. It says, like a schooner that soars, with a billowing heart and spray rushing white past the rails.
And the spray rushing white past the rails.
Love can take us to places without any chart, where there'll always be wind in our sails.
Where there'll always be wind in our sails. And here we are, out amongst life's storms, I'm just having fun. Come next to me, I will keep you warm. You can keep me warm. We can keep us warm. We'll cross oceans of gladness, and tender surprises will cross seas. Sorrow and gale, but through all life's barometers, drops and its rises, there'll always be wind in our sails. There'll always be wind in our sails.